Welcome to this look at a sort of new map on Farming Simulator 19 with me, MrSealyp. So this is KLEINSEELHEIM 2K21. Why is the 2K21 relevant? Well, I'll tell you, because I thought I was going insane. This map is by RitchiF and Flow 1983, 159.68 megabytes to download. I was going around prepping to do this map tour, and I went on, as I always do, farm manager, a new farmer, farm manager, start from scratch, check the slot counts, that kind of thing. Going around the map thinking, this reminds me of another map. And, you know, the layout, and I couldn't think for the life of me what it reminds me of. That would be KLEINSEELHEIM. So this is KLEINSEELHEIM 2K21. Now, I'm pretty sure that the original KLEINSEELHEIM came out, was it January of this year? I want to say January, it might have been December of last year. But anyway, this is the newer version, so it's not an update. It's actually a new map. If I remember correctly, on the original, weren't there problems with some of the livestock triggers? And there was, I'm just racking my brains trying to think. All the start machinery on the previous version was over at the main store at the start, so a few things have changed. Now, are there any custom crops on this map? There aren't any custom crops. Contracts are available. As far as mods go, we have got some required mods. The required mods are the Composite Machine Shed by VertexDezign and the BGA 300 kilowatt by Kastor LSMC. Both of those automatically download. So if we go into here, what have the map makers given us? Well, we've got a few mods thrown in as well. We've got a large pig enclosure, a cow pasture, and a chicken coop, as far as livestock goes. Under miscellaneous, we have got the water station on the end. The BGA is one of the required mods. Under silos, we have got the small silo multi-fruit and the small silo multi-fruit. That one is a full multi-fruit silo, 500,000 litres. That's at the main farmyard. The small one will do additional potato, sugar beet, pig food, and straw, I think it is. That's up at the pig farm. We'll have a look at that later on. So those have been added in. And the sheds, we've got the required mods with the machine sheds by VertexDezign. And under farmhouses, we've got a sleep trigger. Now, the sleep trigger is sellable, so whilst it is here on New Farmer, you don't have to have it. You can place your sleep trigger wherever you like, or use a different one if you want to. That's entirely up to you. Slot count sits at 703 out of 1,299 on New Farmer. If you come onto here on Farm Manager and start from scratch, we might as well look at the vehicles actually while we're here, because we've got a few bits of equipment here. We'll go around and we'll see it all in the yard anyway. So if we go on to garage, we start with a Fendt 310 Vario, John Deere 6230, 6135. We've got a Rostall Mash 330, Agroliner trailer, header for the Rostall Mash, plough, cultivator, seeder. We've got a fertiliser and herbicide sprayer, mowers or mower, tedder, windrower, loading wagon, baler. Got some weights, and then we start with the large pig enclosure, the sheep pasture, the chicken coop, the silos, and the machine sheds. We've got a vehicle workshop, and we've also got the water stations and then the sleep trigger. So that comprises your 703 slots. There are some hidden slots. I'll explain what I mean when we get there. Now, if I come onto here on Farm Manager or start from scratch, the slot count goes from 703 down to 503. The difference being you don't have any of the machinery. All the buildings are all still here. You just don't have any of the machinery or equipment, just the buildings. So 703 down to 503. Now, if you sell those buildings, you can get it down to 431. So you've come down from 703 down to 431. However, I couldn't sell the water stations. That was one thing I couldn't sell for some reason. Anyway, it is seasons ready. We'll start with the sleep trigger, because we're open out onto the road here. Our farmhouse is here with the sleep trigger at the front, just there. Which, like I say, you can sell, and then you can place a sleep trigger wherever you like. So we've got our shed there with a few bits of equipment in. We've got our 500,000 litre multi-fruit silo just sitting there. And as we come round into the yard, we've got some more equipment and machinery with another gateway out onto the road just there. And then what is, I suppose, more predominantly our machine shed. With our vehicles in there. Where's our vehicle workshop trigger? Is just here. And then we've got this cow shed. Now this cow shed is fixed in place. The other livestock pens, animal pens can all be sold. This one is fixed in place. So this one is here on this part of the map anyway. This will hold 200 cows. Milk trigger is there. Slurry point is there. Manure point is around the side here. We've got a couple of cattle grids to take us across here. Our animal dialogue box is just there for the 200. Water trough is over in this side here. I'm pretty sure the feed and straw triggers are in this side along here. But the cows come out through here and out into this little field just here. Sorry, just realised I was moving the camera too quickly. So yeah, I was as I was going around, my mind was, I'm thinking, wow, this is really familiar. I can't, and you know when your mind's then thinking, what map does this remind me of? This map reminds me of this map. It has changed. I think, I don't know if I'm going mad. I think it's smaller. If we come onto the map, which I haven't shown you yet, I seem to recall the previous one. Did the previous one come further this way and further out this way? I don't know if I'm imagining that. But like I say, all the equipment and machinery was at the main shop to start with before. I'm sure it's changed. Anyway, it seems a little bit more streamlined. The main yard seems to be kind of working a little bit better. So on New Farmer, we start with all of that. The periphery is rather expensive, as you can see. Now, if you don't want to use that periphery and you come in on here on the start, that's a cool 17.5 million. Because technically you can't use it. You don't use it. But anyway, we do start with field 16. This little bit here in the middle. Field 14 and the main yard. Field prices aren't too expensive, actually. I think one of the larger fields, 24. Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, field prices, not too bad at all. What was the thing I was going to mention at this point? I think it was just field prices. And yeah, and just the size of the map. So from here, what we're going to do is, I'm going to grab, let's open the gate, I'm going to grab one of the John Deeres. And let's whiz around the map and have a look. I don't know if it's me. Again, I'm just imagining things, and it's difficult because unless you've got the two maps side by side and kind of going across them at the same time on two different PlayStations on two different screens, I don't know, the lighting seems to me brighter. It seems a little bit crisper, but that could be absolutely could be my imagination. So we're going to head south now, not getting hit by oncoming traffic. Across the road, and we're going to head out down here because we have a cow pasture. Now the cow pasture was in the mods as an available mod. It's on the map already here. To put cows into it, you do need to buy it, and it will hold 100. Now, unlike some of the pastures where you can take your cows from your main farm out to the pasture, they will graze, but you don't get any milk or anything for them. We do have a milk point just there, so I think as far as I can tell, you can still water there, feed in there. Dialogue box is just here, but as you can see, if I click on it, nothing's happening. Open the gate, nothing's happening. So what I'll do, if we go into here, go down to the cows, 76 grand, and buy that plot of land, I've now got access to the dialogue box, and that will take 100. So we've got our milk point, but there's no point for slurry or manure. So as far as I can tell, let's put a cow in there. And what we'll do is we'll just double check. It doesn't hurt to have a double check. Yeah, milk. So if you put them out to the pasture here, you'll still get your milk. You won't lose out on your milk. You just won't get slurry or manure because they're out in a pasture. You're not collecting it anyway. Now what we do have is these water triggers, and there are a few of these around the map. I think we've got 4 that we own. They're the ones I couldn't sell them. It opens, does it? No. From here, I'll leave that cow. I'll come back and feed it later. Yeah, I don't know why. I just had this feeling that it was further that way. I'm pretty sure there wasn't a cow pasture there either. So a few things have changed. First of the sale points we're going to come to is Ledley, which is just on our left, just there. I'm going to turn onto the, I say the main road. It's a very small town. Now I looked up the words. I didn't do it last time. KLEINSEELHEIM. It comes out of small soul home. Now Klein small, Heim is home. But as I looked up online as well, there is an actual place, KLEINSEELHEIM, and it goes back and it says the original records were like 1,000 years ago, and it was down to Sellerheim, S-E-L-E, and I suppose over time as words change. So I don't think that translation, that literal small soul home, is correct. I think it just might be a slight alteration within, but it's definitely small and home is on there. Maybe it was small soul home. Soul home. Livestock market is just here. Sorry to sort out that bit of information. Why not? Livestock market. We've got a fuel station, petrol station, gas station, just there. Then we've got the next sale point, just here, which is Agroma, and behind it we've got a lime station, tucked around the back there. As we go a little bit further along, we have got chickens and sheep, so we've got a little farm here. So again, if you don't want the sleep trigger where it is and you want to be a sheep and chicken farmer, you could move it here if you wanted to. So that's the one that's that holds 80, I think that was. Chickens is 100. So that's all part of the sheep. That's where your wall pallets will spawn. Your dialogue box is just there, and the feed and water triggers around the side. For the chickens, dialogue box is here. Feed trough is there, and the egg boxes will spawn here inside the building. Another water point just there. It's a very picturesque place. It's lovely, little ponds and flowers, and yeah, it's nice. It has a nice feel to it. From here we're going to go to the biogas plant. Now the biogas plant is where, again, with the periphery of the map being like 17 million, which, you know, is a potential income you could tap if you wanted to. The biogas plant being a required mod is down here by Kastor LSMC. Oh, I just went to drive through the gate then. I forgot there was a gate there. Now, when I say, you know, kind of hidden slots, because this is here and it has to be, obviously it has to be placed. At the moment I don't own the biogas plant, so what I have done, I've just borrowed a little bit of extra money. We go onto our map and we come across the biogas plant. Now the biogas plant to buy is only 69,880, so I'm going to buy that. Now as far as what do we get with that, because it's the required mod, it's a modded one, this will take potatoes. Hang on, why are we not scrolling? Too far over, there we go. Scroll across. It will take potatoes and sugar beet. It doesn't take sugar cane, but it will take grass, hay, straw, slurry, manure, at various different prices. Now, as far as what we start with, if we come onto our garage and scroll across, we should now have the biogas plant, because I've just bought it, is sitting there. Now that biogas plant is worth 950 grand and uses 39 slots. So if you wanted to, if you wanted to clear the decks completely, if you didn't want to use that one, if you didn't want to have a biogas plant, you're not going to use it, or you want to put your own one on and a different modded one, whatever you want to do, if you sell everything, including that biogas plant that's on there, you can bring the slot count even further down. That's why I'm talking about hidden slots, down to 392. So that biogas plant, until you buy it, doesn't show up here as being an owned item. Once it does, that is part of your slot count. That's part of the 703. That's sitting there. So you can sell it if you want to. If you sell everything else, do a full start from scratch, you can get right the way down to 392 slots if you want to. Digester is there. The digestate pipe is over there, but you also notice there are no silage clamps. So if you want to put silage clamp on here, or a small one, or a medium double, or whatever silage clamps you want to put down, it's entirely up to you. From here, we're going to head up to the sawmill. There's a sawmill next, pretty sure it is. Sawmill spinnery. What else have we got? Is it Agri LB? I think it's Agri LB up here. This was the point I realised. As I was coming up here, I was thinking, yeah, there was another map. There was another map that had a sawmill like this that was tucked away behind the trees with a couple of sell points next to it. So, sawmill is just round here among the trees. Lumber sell point is just there. Wood chip sell point is just here. Then we've got Agri LB and we've got the spinnery. Agri LB sell point is just there. Spinnery is over the back where the wall pallets are. The trees are in the way. Where the wall pallets are, just over there. Now, I was going to cut across, but they put a barrier, so I'll drive round. It gets us a chance to take in some of the scenery. So there is a bit of forestry, not a huge amount. There's a bit of forestry here. Next sell point's coming up. We've got barn, which is just there, and we've got the grain mill, which is just there. So barn and grain mill. Then we've got the main store. The main store is also the reset point. So if you have any problems or issues, you need to reset a vehicle. That's where you will reset them to. Like I say, on the previous version, this was where all your start machinery was. All lined up here. There are a lot more bushes and things. So I'm pretty sure last time I took my screenshot from the other side of the river, looking across at the machinery here. I think I'm trying to remember. So points there. Customized repair of cell was just the front. The reset point, when stuff resets, I think when it spawns as well, is around the back of the machine shed, the machine store around the back here. And then from here, I think we're heading up to the last of the points on the map. Yeah, pretty sure. Which is the pig farm. The pig farm has the second of the silos, which isn't a full multi-fruit, but it takes pretty much everything that the pigs are going to need. So we're pretty much at the northern point on the map now. We've got the water point just over there. A little pond with a water point. So 100,000 litre semi multi-fruit silo just there. Sheep. Dialogue box is just here. This will hold 300. We've got feed trough here, and over the other side we've got water trough, and I think the bedding is that one there. Pretty sure it is. This has a marked box. I think that's your bedding, feed, water trough here for 300 pigs. Then we've got some barn space, storage. And again, if you want this to be where your sleep trigger is, you want this to be your main farm, you absolutely can. There was a bit of racking at the main farm. I kind of glossed over it, went straight past it, but there's some racking there if you want to put pallets on as well, here and at the main farm. And that's the map. We went from the main farm here down to the pasture, up past Ledley, across the bottom here to the sheep and the chickens, biogas plant, sawmill, up the top there, came all the way around across this bit here, grain mill, barn, shop, up the hill, north of the map, to the pig farm, and we can come back out and straight shot back down to the farm. That's the map. As I say, it's not huge. It's, you know, While we're having a drive back, for anyone who's interested, I've been kind of not avoiding it, but my Discord server has now gone live, and I've been reluctant to do it because of how much time I've got spare and how much time I can go on there. But a group of subscribers and fans of me, the channel, whatever, asked if they could help me set it up and help run it, operate it as moderators, etc. So Jaden, Gogolpop and MNIH, I cannot thank enough. If you're interested in going there, it's kind of a MrSealyp fan Discord server. You can go on there with like-minded people, chat, you know, all that kind of thing. I will get on there as often as I possibly can. The link is in the description for the server. The more the merrier. There are rules and stuff like all Discord servers, but various different sections within it for new release videos, help and advice, all those kind of things, all that great stuff. I think DJ Goham's a moderator on there. Thank you, DJ, for agreeing to be a moderator. As is, I think Neil B is a moderator too. So yeah, if you're interested and you want to go and check it out, join it, please feel free. That'd be wonderful. Like I say, the more the merrier. But this has been KLEINSEELHEIM 2K21. I've been MrSealyp. Hope you found this useful and informative. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.